This is T1's road to lifting the first ever Esports World Cup trophy, taking home $400,000 after defeating BLG, Team Liquid, and Top Esports in the grand finals.
A pick no one has seen in the top lane before.
You're a genius, Wolf, because you get all outed over a wall,
and you just go back.
You skid over the wall again. For a late invade towards Ona's jungle, and I don't think Ona has any idea what's going on here. We'll see that ward go down. Probably knows that something is up here as Elk and On moving into the Sejuani's jungle, and Ona is going to have to get out of there.
With Elk being up here, it's a lane swap, Atlas. So we're going to see here is On and Elk head topside. This is going to put Bin in utility position here to try to deny Ona the flash.
That's a big flash forward. A bit weird because Elk not there, but it doesn't actually matter. That's first blood going to On, taking matters into his own hands.
Owner in the jungle will just go straight over to his blue buff, and Ben decides to back and teleport to the bottom lane. As you can see, already some damage done to that turret by Guma and Keria, but the Kai'Sa isn't going to wreck turrets too quickly as
Yeah, Keria already taken a bit of damage here, but they're just going to claim themselves a kill as Bin possibly regretting the teleport option.
Yeah, well, that's a huge win here for T1 on the other side. So
I think that is still going to be the case for Zeus in this game, just because if he gets all outed, he then just has a very comfortable way of getting back out of the situation. As Extendo Beam is going to do a bit of damage here onto On. Grasping Roots not really connecting there as Faker gets rid of Knight from that mid lane. A bit quiet in the mid lane, as it were. Going to look like as BLG look to take the first dragon of the game. Looks to be uncontested here as well, as the Chemtech Drake is going to be taken down. So first one going to be a Chemtech, second one going to be a Cloud. So no Cloud Soul, I'm a bit sad about that, but that's fine. Don't get everything. There's a flash from Ona. Gets the flash out of Shun here as well, as Faker avoids the Strangle Thorns. Shun going to get rocketed in the face, and Faker is going to be able to grab that kill. Now T1 moving ahead in the kill score, and
trying to push out this top side, but Guma can clean that up. Zeus will match the Cassante push bottom side. I think Bin picked up a plate or two. Yes, he did. You can see it picture-in-picture there. Nice attempted steal by Elk, but he's in trouble.
Yeah, going to be able to Arcane Shift out as Ona just Arctic Assault away. So not wanting to greed for the final grub. And so that is going to be a pretty even trade between the two, as you can see at the top of the screen right there. 3 grubs apiece.
Crushing the lane, but he is winning Corki versus Tristana. Somewhat of a rarity in the LCK.
Ira caught in her jungle.
Point here for T1. If they give 2 dragons, that is potentially going to be a big problem if the soul is relevant with Chemtech already there. Big chance.
Yeah, as Zeus once again going to be ulting. Ona moving on over as Bin's going to have to flash this time, but the Arctic Assault will still collect the knock up. And Bin, nowhere to go, no chance. And Zeus, he gets another one. And Wolf, are we getting towards certification territory?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to stamp it. I mean, 2 kills to this area in the top lane. And it's a bit of a puzzling choice. I mean, Bin just greeting super hard for plates there, sticks around. They have no control over the Dragon Pit. Now they have even less, as there's wards everywhere. As they're going to try to make a topside cross map here onto Faker. He's got Flash and Valkyrie.
Yep, Depth Charge going to start this dive up. It's a fantastic Valkyrie to get Faker out of the way, but I don't know whether he's going to survive this one. There's the Stranglethorns, and there is the kill. The sacrifice from Shun. Is that an execute, or was that actually a kill? I didn't actually see it. My brain didn't process it.
I think it was a kill.
1 and 0, so I think it was a kill. So yeah, just a 1-for-1.
100 to his name.
And seen this one before, Wolf.
And the value isn't as, okay, Bin pushing up, man.
We're dashing over the wall here is Zeus. Gumushi going to come down as well. There are too many AD carries in this game. The Rift Herald will be taken here by BLG, but they'll have to sacrifice Bin for it. Zeus taking a fair bit of damage, but is ultimately on a killing spree at the end of it. So Rift Herald collected here by Shun. We'll see whether Bin's sacrifice is going to be in vain or not as they get to work on the top side of the map.
Zeus should be able to finish off this turret. The first of the game before that Herald gets dropped. I mean, they have a 3 grub answer in return, but with Keria here, setting up a dive is going to be so tricky. They don't even commit to it. Is trying to find Ona or anybody here, but they're already caught.
Yeah, Glacier Prison comes down, and once again, Shun's just going to explode. No way out, and they are picking on this extremely squishy Zai. Will go down. So Faker and Keria getting themselves some plate gold, some turret gold here towards the top side. As BLG once again roaming up, but perhaps a little bit too late here as Keria is going to get missed by the hook, but still, they are going to get there. The Eclipse is eating a fair bit of this, but still, Shun is going to be able to grab the kill onto the Leona. BLG answering back, trying to take whatever they can here on the rift that is left for them. Bin taking some damage from Zeus once again, but he's just going to dash himself away. Doesn't want to mess with this area at all.
Finally, the Herald maybe going to get something done here in mid lane. Still a pretty healthy turret. We'll see how much they can take out. They're all grouped.
Yeah, that is going to be a bit of an interruption here as Shun is able to land the grasping roots onto Ona. He's going to flash, gets himself out of there as Faker teleporting right into the thick of things. Zeus has turned up as well, and Faker kind of frontlining on this one, taking Mystic shots. True Shot Barrage is going to get flashed by Faker, and that is a good amount of respect. That thing does so much damage.
Great usage of the hair. BLG will be able to take this one away. A great play. And it's all set up. Oh,
whoa, that's a flash. Gumayusi going to have to flash in response as well as Keria just a little bit late to the play, and that is going to be out of turret in mid lane as well as that dragon. And BLG fighting back brilliantly, also getting some space here on the bottom side, and it feels like the tempo has shifted so quickly in favor of BLG off the back of that Herald.
The Observer showcasing how little vision there is here for T1. Even the Ezreal ult is significant poke here.
Oh yeah.
And Elk is just kind of playing with his range advantage right now. Zeri, fairly low range, obviously, outside of her extendo beam, but Elk can continue to push these waves through. And T1 just aren't able to skirt around. And this buys enough time now for the Dragon start for BLG. So Tristana, another power of Tristana, she can do Dragons very quickly with this Zyra. T1 will clear vision, but they don't have the speed to trade this. So they're unfortunately just going to have to give the Dragon up. But it's just been mid-prio that T1 has been so far behind on. You can really feel the weight of the lack of teleport here for Zeus in this game.
No, I agree. I actually think that it's starting to become a little bit of a worry. The apprehension that you're sensing here for T1.
T1 are in a great position. 3 items there, but we're just not having a straight up 5v5 fight. BLG are not allowing it.
Yeah, Ona now possibly out of position. Does have Keria there, but there's no real damage follow-up unless they can create some plasma here for Gumayusi to react to. There is a snare, and the Void Seeker not going to connect. Hook as the re-engage does come in. Glacial Prison is decent, but the shutdown onto Zeus immediately, and BLG, they might use this to start off the Baron. At least Elk, that's what he's decided he wants to do. Still, Void Seeker is going to make it seem like it may not be the best decision to make, and BLG looking for a turn instead. More poke coming through here as the more you hit, the more you can throw. Gumayusi still just fire.
Continuing to control this mid lane, out-pushing the Kai'Sa consistently as he just offers more and more poke. Even with True Shot Barrage, you can see these Qs really stacking up.
Yeah, well, another Glacial Prison goes down here as Faker just going to grab that kill onto On, and as we praise him, we caster curse him. And he is going to be taken out there. So one killed on the side of T1 into one killed on the side of BLG. BLG weren't able to push straight. You know, not the end of the world. T1, they cannot afford to. Giving away 3 Infernals and Soul is just kind of ridiculous. As T1, you can see, positioned to try and take this one down, and they're going to be fighting for the death for this one. As let's see who's going to be able to take it here. Shun taking some poke damage, and these Void Seekers also starting to do a fair bit as well. The rotation around from the Zeri, but the Dragon is down very, very low. There's a Killer Instinct. They take down the Jungler, but can they win the fight is the question. That's the Dragon secured for T1. Keria is just taking Bin for a ride, and the rest of BLG are just melting. Now the top lane is going to do battle. Yeah, Bin's going to win those as he walks into melee range of the Cassante. Still, it's going to be a one-team fight, and still T1 are going to the first target here for T1. There's an inner on the top side of the map as well, but to really open up the map, it has to be through mid.
It does have to be through mid.
Yeah, we'll be taking down some of these wards around the map. Shun gonna get slowed down. There's a Glacial Prison as well. Special delivery of Gumayusi with the Killer Instinct, and there goes the Zyra. Massive tanking being done here by Keria, but can't tank absolutely everything in the kitchen sink. And so he will go down, but jungler for support, you take those, especially if you get a turret along with it.
Absolutely, and that's just going to allow Zeus to push this top lane. One single pick, again on the jungler, 6 deaths on this squishy Zyra.
And after such an incredible early game as well, as Bin is going to find the knockback onto Ona, but skating on in is Zeus. Bin now just going to have to book it out of there. On in so much trouble, walking the wrong direction. Ona going to finish him off. And T1, they're starting to knock them down now, starting to get a feel for how this game is moving closer and closer to a victory for them. And they'll push this wave towards the inner turret and really expose BLG's side of the map now.
Yeah, let's see if they can actually grab this inhibitor with the last 30 seconds of the Baron. They really want this.
Yep, Solo going to set up for the Zenith Blade. It's a decent Stranglethorns, but he's still going to go down. The follow-up just not going to be there. Another Glacial Prison, great buffer there from the Tristana, but Knight not able to offer any damage back, and that's going to be base broken by T1.
I think they want more.
Yeah, they ain't stopping here. There is still 15 seconds on this Baron buff. They're going to take at least one of these Nexus turrets as the minions are starting to run out. BLG sitting here on their Nexus. And T1 still trying to push forward. Carrier, not sure about that one, but I like the gusto. Has been in a whole host of trouble. Faker taking matters into his own hands, but not enough damage to kill the Cassante just yet. Turret shots just raining down as Elk landing these pot shots and starting to make these health bars look a little bit lower.
Oh, the teleport flank from Bin.
Big old flank from Bin as he dives in towards Owner. I don't think Owner's too worried. The all-out does come through. If they kill the Sejuani, it may not necessarily be end of the world. 53 seconds.
To trade for, but it looks like with no prio, no teleport on Faker, they're just going to opt to give this up. And I can't blame them for the choice. They have mid control with the inhibitor down. They can maybe grab a second one. That's the goal here if they can get it down quickly enough. But I think trying to walk head first into that BLG composition without prio was just not going to be a successful strategy. They won't get this inhibitor binged. Here we go.
Extendo beam not quite going to land there. Neither is the Glacial Prison as BLG able to get themselves out of there. Bin at about 50% health, but he's the tank. He's not too worried. Solar Flare also not exactly hitting the sweet spot as Shun able to walk that one off as well. Still T1 winning in the damage trades.
Yep, you can hit every single Void Seeker onto squishy targets like Shun. I mean, this is going to really start to stack up. Corki Poke, not as strong as it used to be, but still relevant here as T1, I mean, the weight of the wallets, you can really feel it. Shun just trying to start to stack up. Corki Poke, not as strong as it used to be, but still relevant here as T1, I mean, the weight of the wallets, you can really feel it. Shun just trying to back away, get some healing. They're going to start the Baron. It's going to have to be a clean engage from On.
Yeah, there's the flash forward from On. Speaking of which, True Shot Barrage over everyone as Zenith played into the backline just to try to get rid of them. And now Gumayusi, that killer instinct really working out. Faker dashing in. It's a little bit split, but it's working as Gumayusi flashes over the wall. There's the double kill. T1 dealing with Bin on the top side. Zeus not going to be falling this time around. And T1, it's another team fight, and this one could be the end of the game.
Looks likely they're going to push down mid here. You see Zeus game of the World Cup.
That's a big old flash forward as Knight's going to get slowed down. There's the Glacial Prison. Set him up and you knock him down. Carrier and Ona with some great initiation in this game. And there goes the first Nexus of the EWC League of Legends. T1 going to claim it, and BLG going to need to win the next one to stay in it. Because this has been, and if I was a T1 fan, I'd be very, very scared of what's going to happen on that top side of the map. Because, of course, the setup for Owner isn't exactly top. And scaling's a really fun conversation to have in this game. Because
absolutely.
There's Senna who scales to infinity. We know that, right? Faker's going to draw beads, utilizing his passive on the Tristana. We mentioned the Tristana scaling a lot. And have to hold that thought for a moment. The Mega Inferno Bomb comes down as in Gumayusi in so much trouble. The Nature's Grasp comes in, but that is going to be the first blood going over to Elk on his Ziggs. On gets that shield back as well as the flash from Carrier. Needs another auto and he will not find it. And now Elk at full health should be able to take down the tree. And there he goes. 2 for nothing.
But now it's getting a little bloodier, and BLG take a 1K gold lead off the play.
Yeah, that is absolutely massive. And maybe that conversation about scaling is less and less relevant as Zeus thought he was in a 1v1. He is absolutely not. As the World Ender comes in, Ona is here to try and help out. Let's see whether he can keep himself alive. But the answer is no. There is so much damage, especially coming out of this brand. And BLG will egg or two here as he is looking to run away. Spear not going to connect. Nice sidestep there from Elk, but still the swipe damage is decent. As Owner is going to heal himself back up. As another ulti out of On as he moves towards this topside. Bin can throw down the Hextech ultimatum. And now Zeus nowhere to go. Finds the sweet spot. It was decent. World Ender is doing a fair bit of work, but On still able to tank that turret shot, and he will be A-OK. Meanwhile, here on the bottom side, Shun is going to be punished. Owner almost taken down there. The brand passive is so dangerous, but he's still going to be able to take this. Of course, Ziggs, he is always going to win those. And now
he's so ahead.
Looking for even more. So this inner turret is now under fire. Carrier dealing with the minions. No, there is one melee minion still left alive. And Bin is able to grab that kill. And they can keep pushing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I feel like Carrier's ult was just coming back online. I don't know if it really would have saved him, but it might have been able to buy some additional time. But T1 are just going to trade it for topside here. But it is going to be 2 turrets for 1. BLG with a massive gold lead, an insanely fed Ziggs, a brand that's about to finish his jungle item, or rather his pet, already picked up the Leandries early, has been clearing like a madman. Yes, Unar has cleared more minions, has been able to clear more of the jungle. But in terms of the impact here, it's definitely been Shun who's been the bigger winner here. So BLG completely in the driver's seat. Now T1 will get beyond just that top turret, the Herald topside objective that comes with this.
Yep, they will be able to take that one down as On just moving on in here. It's going to get pulled back, but Knight is there for the defense. Gumayusi towards the inner turret that BLG now has to attend to. But this is such a long lane that Zeus is in right now. They get a glimpse of vision as Hook is going to connect there onto the Nidalee, and she'll just explode. It's a gank squad from BLG. And now Zeus, he knows that it's his number up next. Shun going to be the one to throw that pillar of flame in. Will get knocked up as Worldender comes down. 1 versus 3 is going to turn into 1 versus 4 very quickly. And as soon as the stun comes in, that is it for Zeus. BLG.
Right now, this Drake spawns in 30 seconds. I just see no way T1 can contest this.
Well, Carrier might also be in trouble here as the Hook is going to land once again. Nature's Grasp comes down. They're going to look for the re-engages On. Possibly overextended and indeed will go down. T1 grabbing themselves a pick. That could be huge with the Dragon coming up.
Yeah.
The BLG are still trying to get as much time as they can. I don't know whether it gets better by doing that. I think giving up this Dragon is something that they have to do. But they might have to give up the next one as well. And yes, they managed to beat BLG with an
opportunity. Absolutely can pop off and get resets in a team fight, but the oppressive vision control is hard to circumvent. Now, T1 are just going to do the Hail Mary Baron because they got to pull BLG to them somehow because BLG is playing back and playing safe.
Yeah.
Bin does have TP.
He does have TP, but he's just continuing to walk. They just trust that they'll be able to get them off this Baron without actually using the teleport. You can see now he's in the minion wave. He's on vision. T1 going to try and keep this leash as the flash forward from Carrier gets the flash out from Shun. Just trying to keep himself in there. Into the pit goes Zeus. Carrier goes down. There is the Baron secured. But can they actually keep themselves alive as Faker is just going to get thrown around like a ragdoll? There is the takedown onto Bin, though, who tries to get it. It's a double kill for Knight. Some redemption for the mid laner here as Zeus and Ona walking the wrong direction, trying to get themselves over these walls and into safety. They have the Baron, but how many will be able to keep it and tell the tale is the question.
Looks like just Owner.
Zeus, there's a few too many bad guys around him at this point in time, so Owner killed the Baron, and he's the only one that gets to keep it.
But it's a great ultimate there from Bin as well.
Oh,
another fight.
The Hook comes in from On. Hex Flash was utilized as everyone used their flash in that last fight. There is not a lot of summoner spells left available as the Hextech Minefield. They just can't walk through it. And T1 are going to give the Infernal Soul again. Mega Inferno Bomb not going to be avoided, but at least Gumayusi didn't stand in the middle of it. Still takes massive amounts of damage.
Has a Baron buff. They don't, but going to force Zeus to TP.
Oh, that's a big TP flank here from Zeus. Let's see what they can actually do. Remember, they're fighting into an Infernal Soul. So, yes, it's a gold lead, but it's even more than that. With the Infernal Soul available, now Nature's Grasp coming in. Can they actually line them up, find some of these snares? There's the triple root from the middle. Boom goes the dynamite. Down goes Knight as Faker rocket jumps his way to safety. Bin going to be eviscerated immediately as the Mega Inferno Bomb goes to Narnia, and that's not going to kill anyone. It's a spear connecting for the double. As Shun, he's still alive, and as it turns out, he's actually enough damage, kind of by himself. At least with Elk there as well, raining down these bouncing bombs. As T1, I think they won that fight, but it doesn't feel like a lot of control.
It doesn't feel like a lot of control. Gold lead still 3,000. Faker?
Oh yeah, still gonna go for it here as Shun wants to be able to land the abilities, and he does so. Ona gonna get slowed down as the minefield comes in, and that Baron control in a nutshell here for BLG, and I don't think that T1 even is allowed to approach the area. Teleport to come forward here as Knight cleared out that bottom lane. And this Baron, uncontested this time around, BLG will be able to take it, and then they can use the extra push. Not really taking too many risks at this point in time. T1 with a lot of healing, actually. Piercing Darkness and Primal Surge together. And now Nature's Grasp is going to come on through. Zeus wanting to find those knockups, but the push away is just too strong. Carrier still getting into that backline, and so is Zeus, in fact. But Bin's going to turn up, and now Zeus is in trouble. Knight is able to take him down. Carrier delivering Bin into the backline. May not be exactly what he wanted, and somehow he finds the wall with that hook shot. This should just be the wipe, and BLG will even out the series as Faker is flashing to try and get out of the way, but the Anchor of Destiny from On will be able to pick him out of the air. That's the ace, and BLG will even out the series.
Looks like we're going to that game 3 we all wanted, Atlas. Beautiful satchel charge from Elk and Bin. That team fight was almost perfect. They don't even have to take the Elder to take this one. BLG striking back in a much cleaner, more one-sided game than our first. And we're going to the conclusive game 3 after this. What a way to start off the first Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends Atlas.
So going to be taking that against the Jax this time around. I personally am a little bit Gragas biased as far as how well it does in the Jax matchup. But we know that Bin doesn't really care what
The grubs that do go over to BLG, On and Shun, are going to be able to take all 3 of these for a Jax, who's now proxying, as he was able to get a ton of prio up their top side. Feels fantastic. As Owner is going to come over here and shadow Faker.
Yeah, there's the grand entrance. Faker gets out of it as the grasping roots connect on to On, but it's not going to do too much. Got to stop saying on to On, Wolf. That's it's a difficult one. As now, a little bit of a look towards the Dragon as the Flash Cosmic Binding's going to connect. Gumayusi trying to hold him in place, and now the curtains have been called. Shun going to get slowed down there as On. He's his big target. Fourth bullet is going to connect as the arrow sails by. It looks fantastic, doesn't do a whole lot. As T1 also not able to grab their prize as well, but they'll get themselves a Rift Scuttler, and that's at least something.
Crazy no flashes used from BLG despite Carrier looking for the play.
Perpetually in both the LCK and the LPL. We haven't necessarily seen it have ridiculous performances, as, speaking of which, now it's Zeus that could be in trouble. Gets the double hop as Shun still looking for it. Gets the smite off. And still, Zeus gonna have to flash to get out of the way. All right, they're going for a dive. They're gonna be able to get that first blood, and Bin was capable of tanking up the turret, and if in doubt, just brute force it, Wolf.
I mean, classic Bin Shun. But he's also massively ahead in farm, even into a Zyra. And they ended up knocking Zeus out. His flash back available now, but man, the game state here is rough.
Ooh, that's a big old arrow flying towards Carrier, and that will land. Knight is able to get over the wall as well. Shun's able to take down the Bard, and Ona has to flash to get himself out of the way. Elk, man.
Lane advantage is really starting to stack up, as meanwhile up on the top side.
Yeah, Tempered Fate does come on down. Good Cosmic Binding there to connect onto On, who's taking a lot of damage. Elk still offering a lot back as well, as T1 do defend their outer turret and those underneath it. At the same time, Zeus does have Mega Gnar on the way, so he's feeling a little bit more frisky, able to get up towards this lane. But it feels like T1 a lot of answering and not a lot of dictating here in this game.
Shun also happily just taking these grubs in return, backs off of the top side play and says, well, we were playing for these anyways. That's going to be 6 grubs for the Jax. That's so deadly in a side.
Yeah.
Guma was able to pick up 1 plate bottom side. That's all T1 were able to. The collector start here for Guma. Let's have some really nice finishing power if they can set up the CC. There it is.
Grasping Roots comes down. That is a lot of damage onto the Nidalee, who pounces over the wall. Primal Surge gets that health bar back up again here for Shun. And T1 not able to lock him down completely, as Faker going in, looking for Knight, who gets into the brush very nicely, and the Gatling gun really working out. Buster Shot gonna be used, and there's the flash forward. It's just too easy here for the golden left hand, and the turret gonna go down as well. Icing on the cake for BLG.
Clearly no mouse issues there. Faker making a missed call. And
Gumayusi also able to play with the Fog of War, but the ward goes into the brush. Now On looking to come in. Now the curtains have been called. Can they actually lock down any kills here? As the Tempered Fate goes wide, the plants also not really helping out. As now On kind of looking to turn it here by the looks of things. T1 looking a little frazzled here in game number 3.
Yeah, I mean, so desperate here in this final game. Good footwork. His ability to crush turrets, his ability to follow up on CC.
And that's been halved as well. It was to the tune of about 20 CS. Now that is starting to evaporate, and now Zeus is under fire. On is going to get over that wall, finds the hop, grand entrance, doesn't quite get in there, but the quickness is still going to charm him, and there is the counter-strike. Bin going to be able to take down his opposite number, 101 now on the Jax. And follow up onto that one is now T1 cut their losses, move back into their jungle. And Carrier actually looking for Elk here. Tempered Fate is going to connect. The Cosmic Binding is so good as he takes matters into his own hands. And now Fake is able to help lock down that kill. There are the resets. Special delivery of Knight as well. As T1 in this team fight looking good, but in comes Bin. Can they actually deal with it? Knight now getting taken down solo. There's the shutdown gold given over to Gumayusi. We said they had to come alive, and I think think they may just have.
I think they just have 2 kills to Guma. The snipe coming out. We're not done yet.
Oh,
Shun.
Carrier finds a meep slap as Shun, he has to flash. Deadly Flourish, too scary, coming through the floor. And T1, they're going to augment this with an outer turret take as well.
Suddenly the map is all opened up. Kill.
Naba down to 50%. T1 going to have to pull that trigger relatively soon as Spears not quite connecting onto that Gnar. And you can see BLG, they're not wanting to do anything until there's a mini Gnar once again. And now it comes through. The Dragon going to be picked up. On in actually a lot of trouble as the curtains have been called. On just going to be sniped. No one was there to protect him. And now Elk is going to get slowed down. Shun is here with the rest of the team, but Bin is nowhere in sight. Everyone's a squishy, and there's a Deadly Flourish onto the Italy. Now the teleport's coming in. Bin's going to be able to join the other 3. The BLG are getting closed in on, and this is not their side of the map.
Certainly not.
This is getting real dicey. There is another snare as the Cosmic Binding locks down Knight. He's the target, and the Hyper Proc is going to do it. The Gnar into the wall. The wall up there from Zeus, and he hits that Mega Gnar at exactly the right time. And T1, they just team fight so beautifully, even with backs to the wall.
Backs to the wall. The teleport comes through from Bin. He wasn't measured. And Gumayusi doing the big damage. He went from irrelevant to 305 on this 2-item spike, and now they're going to get Baron. They take a gold lead for the first time in this final game. Zeus in a side, and T1, a huge comeback here in this BLG. This game was completely theirs, but it is very quickly T1 favored now.
Oh, Cosmic Binding not going to quite land as the Tempered Fate does go down, but Elk not going to be too worried about it. Carrier still just going aggressive. Bin's just going to kill him. Not entirely sure what the game plan was there, but Shun's still going to take so much damage. Faker just straight up Goomba stomping him. As another bullet, there's the flash from On this time. He's going to be respecting it now. The quickness comes in. Faker with the sickest flash, and the double knockback from the Gnar is going to be there. Still, T1 losing as much as they're giving here, as this game's getting bloody.
It's getting bloody. We're doing a little bit of mechanics testing here, limit testing, and we're getting deep into these fights. There's a nice try there, but it's not enough from Faker. Root here on tonight. The turret will can burn this down so quickly. BLG have to be quick.
Yeah, all of them do. Stranglethorn's in hand here for Owner as well, as they manage to hold them all down. There's the Infernal Soul, and the curtains are being called now as well. There's the Tempered Fate. It does get the stun on tonight, as Valkyrie's now going to be utilized. Magical Journey comes on through, as there's the Gnar. Zeus very delayed once again, but it's a bloodbath, and it's being delivered by T1. Been trying to get what he can done, but the Buster Shot's too good. Is this going to be a pentakill for the GOAT? No, it's not, because Gumayusi, he wants his piece of the pie, as the Raptors don't get angry at Elk, but he is still running the wrong direction. And I think this hunting party from T1 will be able to take down their prize, unless, well, Magical Journey does come on through. Volley from the brush gives away his position, and Elk is buying a lot of time.
They're not losing any time here in the mid lane, though. T1 just pushing it down right away, just taking this inhibitor. Elk buying a lot of time.
Yeah, Grassroot's going to be there, and Owner gets the kill.
I mean, it's just going to delay his
third one down, and On takes the fourth. And now engaging, it's going to be a little bit more difficult until that Warmogs gets some work done. The flash forward, and Carrier once again takes matters into his own hands. The flash over from Faker, and he will wait for that Zhonya's to wear off. On now, having to battle dance his way out. Owner is absolutely unstoppable, and Faker, he's just diving in. He doesn't even mind if Bin takes him down, but that's not even going to happen as the double kill comes in, as the Stranglethorns come down. There is the ace, and T1 will keep themselves alive here at EWC, and unfortunately the keys for BLG not looking like they are going to survive. I think it's going to be hydraulic press for them.
T1 in a 30-minute game, an impressive comeback here, and the one that matters the most, keeping their hopes alive in this tournament. They didn't make it easy. That certainly did not give the fans hope in the early part of this third game. Game 2 was rough. I am very concerned about how Yun and CoreJJ's laning phase is going to go. If it was a Ziggs in the bottom lane with this Rakan, at least you'd have the wave clear to back it up. Azaria, though, going to feel very vulnerable.
Yeah,
so what happened when Ben TP'd bot last time.
Yep, you can see a little bit of spare time for the Zeri, but now the engage comes through. Impact does have the counter-strike, has of course skilled that one. As Gumayusi able to come on over, does pick up the turret aggro. They need to try and get this kill. As Guma goes down low, there's the flashes. Zenith Blade doesn't work. Core comes in. That is still first blood going over to Gumayusi, but can he keep himself alive? As Core JJ's got heal, he doesn't have the ignite. Never mind, there's the general. And they even out the scoreline. And now Carrier, I don't know, guys. I think he might be dead. He's kind of on the wrong side of the map, and he's trying to run his way out.
Zayas has to back, does have teleport here. Carrier definitely going to go down. A huge win here for TL. Ultimately, great flash of the Q by Impact.
Quite figure it out. And yes, lane swaps are being nerfed. It's not the right way to play the game, but you can hide your bottom lane in this matchup and make things really lopsided, just like this as the buffer comes in from the Arcane Shift, but that means absolutely nothing. Core JJ able to get his way out as Carrier wants to try and get something started.
Look at this,
there
APA.
are so many minions here. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it's just another one for TL.
TPing top as well. Not going to lose any of that top farm. Is going to be able to just leave. Will be able to TP back to lane. Has a pretty big CS advantage himself. Once he catches this wave. So it's not all roses here for Team Liquid, but really great for the Zeri. And once that call finishes too, he's going to have so much goal as Umpty, maybe a bit alone.
Yeah, even the short fuse doing a fair bit of damage here to Ona, who does have mainly damage as the Mega Inferno Bomb comes in. The flash forward from the APA, but it doesn't matter. Faker just sweeps up Umpty, puts him into the death chamber, and now T1, they have full control of these grubs.
Yeah, really tough fight to take there, unfortunately, as Umpty. Yes, you have the Ziggs back up there. The Emperor's Divide in a choke point like that is going to be basically a guarantee. APA also using his flash means he's going to be more vulnerable once Faker gets that ultimate cooldown back. Carrier
in the fog of war.
Faker coming over to
get a bit
threaten
back.
that at the same time bottom there as you mentioned.
Ooh. Okay, will Impact move up further than he should, as they know Umpty is here as well, as there's the counter-strike. They start this one off. Nature's Grasp comes down. Glacial Prison comes in as well. Impact, the first one to be focused. The Permafrost comes in. Umpty not able to actually finish off the kill as APA. He turns up Mega Inferno Bomb, and that's going to be the kill for the Ziggs. Ona looking to run away. The short fuse. There's the satchel charge, and he closes the distance, and there goes the tree. Faker 1 versus 3, and even though these health bars are low, I don't know whether he's going to be able to take anything here if TL do decide to turn. And that is a great play from the North American representatives. Absolutely good at. It's utilizing these early spikes. They might be able to get something done. Unless Umpty has something to say about it as he moves towards the top side. There's going to be the special delivery. He's been tanking up this turret for such a long time. Grand entrance is what locks it down. And the TL flare pops up above Umpty as he walks his way out. It's another kill for the North American squares into this game to allow Yon to have a 20 CS advantage up against Gumayusi. APA going to get thrown underneath the turret here, but Umpty is there to protect him. Doesn't land the ulti though, and down goes the Ziggs. I don't think Umpty's going to die here, but Core JJ finds himself on the wrong side of the map. Battle Dance gets himself out as Umpty comes on over and gives him a target to head towards. So it is just APA falling down, but it's T1 finding a bit more tempo here on this map.
Yeah, I think APA getting a little bit of greed there because he knew Umpty was nearby, but Faker flashing the Arctic Assault there. They have enough damage. And that's going to be the Dragon here going over to T1. It wasn't in the mid lane where he got punished on the Ziggs to this Emperor's Divide, but in fact in the... And they're just making faster rotations right now. T1 need to make something happen here in mid lane or this Dragon may be lost.
Well, Solar Flare is going to come on through, but it's Umpty. He's able to tank that one up very comfortably. Mega Inferno Bomb is massive, and Ona just gets taken down. The Nature's Grasp finds absolutely nothing.
Yeah, just used defensively there, but gets nothing back. Owner is dead, and that should be Team Liquid pushing ahead in terms of Dragon control here. They had the control, they had Prio, but they weren't happy with that. They wanted to pick, and they get it.
Gumayusi looking for an opportunity here. It's Core JJ. He finds it. The quickness was on, and Yon's going to take him down. Inner turret is going to be a prize as well, as Faker was on the inner turret, but Impact is there to get rid of him. Outer turret and Dragon, and 2 kills here for Team Liquid. They are on a tear.
They are on a tear indeed. Massive lead in this game now. Second Dragon goes to them. They get 2 kills mid.
Top side of the map, the Azir is so incredibly powerful in these 5v5s if they do get to it, if they have the setup themselves to utilize J-Spoke, the range advantage that Gumayusi's going to have. but it's just the chaos that Team Liquid have been reveling in that's been working out. That one didn't quite so much, but it doesn't matter. Goomer is just dead, and Zeus has to flash to get out of the way of the Mega Inferno Bomb. I don't know what that ultimate was trying to do, but I'm so scared of Umpty right now that I trust that it was something that was very important to getting that kill.
I mean, on his time on Breon, Umpty was famous for great Sejuani games where he didn't hit any ultimates. He's hit a few of them this game. He's hit a few of them this game. The longer they spend time on the top side, they know Owner's here. He was spotted. APA is going to get some alone time with this turret. He's sitting on 2 items and a needlessly large rod. CoreJJ is threatening a die.
Well, the teleport's going to come out, so CoreJJ not going to be able to utilize the quickness there, and he's just dead. Empress Divide going to pick him up. And the unkillable Demon King himself is wave kill clear, and the safety that APA can do it from, it's kind of insane.
Okay, Faker's used his dash here. This is a scary moment for T1 to try to close the gap here, get through this choke point against Rakan.
Ooh, this is dangerous. They're a little bit split. Still the 4 stack of T1. 4 versus 3 if T1 do decide to pull the trigger. As here towards the top side, Mega Inferno Bomb going to help out, and Impact just puts down Zeus here. He says, I'm the better member of that team. As, of course, it's been a very long time since he was one, but still, with the help of APA, they're able to create a big advantage in their favor. T1 not wanting to allow that to happen, and Solar Flare isn't able to interrupt the Hex Gate escape, and it'll be another Drake.
They just don't see it coming. So, thanks for the ultimate, thanks for the dragon, thanks for the kill on the top side. I'm winning in 3 places on the map as Team Liquid, and you look at the way this plays out for T1 over here. Keria, now down in ultimate, doesn't have flash here, but they are going to just try to rush it. Faker does so much damage to this Baron, but can they turn?
Yeah, full information now goes over to TL, and T1 are getting low. Mega Inferno Bomb connects onto 3! And that's with no setup as well, as the extended beam comes on down. Faker looks for Yoni, finds the flash, and gets the Zeri in the end, but Impact will be able to take down his ex-teammate. Gumayushi still trying to fire forward, and APA, he's basically an 80 carry himself, and he'll be able to take down the Ezreal. 3 members of T1 left standing. Zeus, the last big damage threat, but I don't think he's going to be able to do anything. He's just going to be backing in this brush. APA is going to face check. Oh, the satchel charge is going to save the Ziggs with basically nothing. Yeah, there's those 2 thumbs up that we were expecting. And Zeus comes in, and he is going to be falling down. Leap strike from Impact going to get that one done. And TL,
I think they are in this game, but they're not going to be able to get out of the region. Meanwhile, over here,
yeah, a little bit more of a fight as the Nature's Grasp comes on down, but look at the AoE damage coming out of this Ziggs with 4 items. Extendo Beam to finish off Owner, and even our observers were surprised by the damage that one did. Used to Maokai being a little bit more tanky than the damage version that Owner is piloting this time around. And the Dragon's going to go down. That's Hextech Soul. Triple stack Hextech. Watch them play these ones out. It's a well-oiled machine that we're witnessing as they make the push towards these inhibitors now. There's another Glacial Prison. This one going to connect as Mega Inferno Bomb onto 3 once again. The quickness locks them down, and APA takes them out. It's a double kill, as immediately it's the tanks, it's the front line, and they are removed from this battle completely. The bouncing bombs impossible to avoid as they just keep raining down on top of T1. I say impossible to avoid. I mean, they can avoid them, but they're just not that well. And he has about a half a second cooldown on that ability at the same time. So the Sun Disc, it's going to be removed. 2 inhibitors down, waiting for some super minions to make their way in. And Team Liquid, I think they might just win it here.
I think they will. They've got this cannon minion here, Baron empowered. Still 25 seconds left here. Looking to back away. Yun very low on HP. Just let the Ziggs do his work, and they're going to bail out, back out of this one. So still hanging by a thread right with the Zeri Extendo Beam. It's just unreal. As Keria maybe trying to bait something? I don't know where he's going.
He's going on Walkabout Wolf, and he's going to get satcheled back into the entire enemy team, and he will buy some time before he inevitably falls. Yun's going to collect that kill as well, so another one.
Standing, if T1 get their back stopped here, APA can just end the game. So T1 have really crossed their T's, dotted their I's, as that's hopeful. Gumayushi with this true shot, as they're only going to leave 2 on Baron because Yun does so much damage while continuing to push these waves into the mid lane, stacking up super minions there. So there is just absolutely no way T1 can come to Elder. It's essentially League of Legends checkmate here.
T1 I think the fight that has to happen on the Elder or on their Nexus. And they have elected for the Elder. I'll start that one up as it spawns. They have positional advantage. Banana Brush control, but Umpty just walks on in. Does not mind about this one whatsoever. They're all inside the pit. It is an absolute Thunderdome, but the Elder is taken by T1. Is this an opportunity? Impact says absolutely not as they're getting torn to shreds. Carrier sliced down by the Zeri. And Team Liquid, they'll wipe T1 off the map, and they'll be taking game one right now.
Not a chance in this game, start to finish. T1 don't get to play their proactive playstyle. They don't get to play the Leona into the Recon bottom 2v2. It was TL pulling the strings, the puppeteers of game one, start to finish. A beautiful game one looked like. How do T1 set up these lanes? Do they decide to lane swap? Will we see the Zeri get a massive edge over the Cassante? Because Brand,
there are 4 people heading towards Impact here who's going to have to vacate. I don't know whether he's going to be able to hit level 2 before he just straight up dies. His owner comes on over. He'll start off the Gromp here first. But now it's T1. 3-man strong here looking to take plates, and they'll take them quickly at the same time. You can see the back starting to come through from Yon and Core JJ as they have pushed that wave in. That is entirely going to go, but the plate money really pushes this in favor of T1, and this was the change that happened. Is Impact taking a bit of damage here from Owner right now? Permafrost comes down. Impact down to about 300 health. But this is why it's so tough to lane swap, right? Zaya's going to teleport up towards his top side after everyone's left. He'll be able to get a fair bit of experience here as well. And these plates going down so much more money into the coffers of T1. You can see that's reflected in the gold.
You can see Impact also, you know, he has teleport, doesn't need to use it, but he is going to be significantly
just relentlessly throwing burst fires towards the Cassante. And Umpty comes on over, is able to clear out this Gromp camp, Crow camp pretty quickly, but doesn't see that Owner's moving on in. His top lane in a whole host of trouble. There's first blood going over to Zayas as the turret is going to be tanked here by Owner. Umpty wants to get a little bit of extra damage, but he doesn't have the spells, and it's a double kill for Zayas. They get one back as a consolation prize, but Wolf, are we signing the papers? What's happening?
I mean, I'm almost ready to at this point as Faker.
Yeah, Faker and APA just always fighting here in the mid lane. Down to half health, as is correct.
They're looking for a potential opportunity to collapse in. He does have flash. The wave is going to crash here, but the timing... Ooh, I was going to say the timing pretty good for Faker to get out of here, but he doesn't have TP, so he's going to stick around. He may be in trouble now.
Yep, Core JJ making his way over. There's the flash shield of Daybreak, but Faker's going to buffer the Buster shot so beautifully, and Owner is here as well. Core JJ could be in trouble. No flash up and available, and he has a blast cone. We'll see whether that's going to be enough, but nope. That is going to be concussive blows coming through. Carrier even has the door to make sure they don't take damage from that True Shot barrage. And Impact, possibly also collateral damage from this one. The extender beam comes in. The all out is going to pull Owner over, and maybe Impact now has an avenue for escape, and he does. He'll be able to utilize the...
They're looking for a potential opportunity to collapse in. He does have flash. The wave is going to crash here, but the timing... Ooh, I was going to say the timing pretty good for Faker to get out of here, but he doesn't have TP, so he's going to stick around. He may be in trouble now.
Yep, Core JJ making his way over. There's the flash shield of Daybreak, but Faker's going to buffer the Buster shot so beautifully, and Owner is here as well. Core JJ could be in trouble. No flash up and available, and he has a blast cone. We'll see whether that's going to be enough, but nope. That is going to be concussive blows coming through. Carrier even has the door to make sure they don't take damage from that True Shot barrage. And Impact, possibly also collateral damage from this one. The extender beam comes in. The all out is going to pull Owner over, and maybe Impact now has an avenue for escape, and he does. He'll be able to utilize
to get this first dragon here bottom side uncontested because of the really proactive play bottom side there by TL. I will say, you know, compared to the LCK, I think T1 and Gen G are definitely our most proactive early game teams that will make these rotations happen. We'll look for aggressive. Looking like Grubs 2, T1 here. Might be able to get the full 6 already nearby.
I think TL needs to try and get at least one of these, but nope. That is going to be 5 taken here as Owner moves his way out. They'll accept a 5-for-1 trade as far as those Grubs are concerned. It's now Yon fighting against Gumayushi here towards the bottom side. Guma looks to be absolutely fine with that situation, especially with Carrier just off to the side. Jan needs to be so careful. Owner here towards the top side as well. Everyone on TL is in so much trouble. That was a decent dodge there as Jan not going to walk in to the Glacial Fissure. True Shot Barrage looking to be traded as APA moves towards the bottom side. Jan is so low, and APA, he's just going to explode. Faker's in there, Carry's in there, and there is CoreJJ trying to Hex Splash his way to safety. I don't think even the Eclipse can save him from this one, though, as Gumayusi almost dies to minions, but he's able to move himself out of the way, and CoreJJ will, in fact, be all right.
Yeah, a bit of a miscalculation here for TL. CoreJJ staying mid there. Mid-game, Faker is going to be a menace in this second game.
He already is, absolutely, and I feel like T1 have taken game number one personally here as Jan going to get pushed away. Zeus comes in, and Jan's like, I thought their AD carry was a Caitlyn. He's not. Oh, well, he is, but it's also a Zeri coming from the top side of the map, and CoreJJ once again finds himself underneath the turret with kind of nowhere to go. Winter's Bite is going to miss.
More kills, more plates.
Waiting for the minions, and I think this Leona is just going to go down. Solar Flare is a lot of extra value, and Zeus, he will die. 600 gold goes over to a Leona, but they'll lose their outer turret on this bottom side.
It's almost arguable that this is a big win for Zeus as well. No one else is going to be able to get that shutdown gold going to Leona. Still relatively valuable gold. Of course, they get something back for it, but that's another turret, another plate. And T1 in full control right now. You can see Impact is pushing topside, is Shadow, but Yun's in trouble.
Dear. Yun is just going to get prisoned and destroyed. Able to give a good old thumbs up. TL looking to try and counteract the play. Let's see whether Impact can find anything. The all-out does go down onto Ona, as the ultimate from Carrier is pretty good there as well to keep them at bay. Impact is getting lower and lower as Gumayusi is firing shot after shot into the back of this Cassante. APA moving over though. Let's see whether this Corgi is going to be enough to be the difference maker, and the answer is probably not. Yeah, T1 just walk it off.
And T1, they know too. I mean, this is a bit of a, it's a tough call to make for Impact, because if he stays topside, he knows it is, because it's going to take a big comeback in this one for TL if they're going to bring us to the 2-0 win to upset completion. It's Infernal, so at least, extremely valuable soul they've got a 2-dragon lead on, but I don't know if this is going to be the last dragon they take in this game or not. I'm kind of leaning that way, because there's just no map control whatsoever. Another turret.
Large amount of damage that he does have available. Ono looking for Impact, and we'll be able to find the Winter's Wrath. Jan moving up as well, and the Brand is still lurking. Now going to be following these minions forward. Can this flank angle actually work out, as Jan has to get himself out of the way? Teleport to come in from APA, as well as Zeus going to get slowed down, and he will pop like a balloon. And that could... Talking about there, Wolf, because that could have been a much larger shutdown if it hadn't already gone over to core.
True, but it's still a big kill here onto the Zeri.
Oh, okay, Faker. He's going to dive into 3 people. Not sure about that one. He flashes away immediately. Maybe just didn't quite know where everyone was, because there's a Rift Herald destroying the inner turret in mid lane, and TL seem unconcerned about that particular eventuation. It's going to be Umpty going down, though, and T1 are winning on this side as well. CoreJJ takes down Ona, but T1 are still on the offensive. TL get towards the inner turret. Not going to be any more death.
Rather, top laner is pushing bottom lane. They have the push in mid. Guma can crush that turret so quickly, so buying time, keeping TL locked in to the top lane. They get mid turret. They're going to get this bottom inner.
Yeah, trying to protect the minions here as they look to try and take down the turret. They will be able to do so as APA has to flash away Impact. Looking to make his way in though. Core is there as well. And Zeus, it turns into a 1v2. He flashes forward. APA will go down, but it'll be a trade as the Zenith Blade max range will help lock down Gumayusi. TL, they ain't going down without a fight, but it's still not looking too great for the North American squad, down 9,000 gold.
Yeah, there's just no by Guma and pushed back, and this is the problem here for TL, is if the shutdowns were on the right champions, if the kills went over, maybe you could see a world.
Area Impact might be able to find an opportunity here as the Glacial Fissure comes down. Doesn't really do too much there as it's eaten by Impact. And now CoreJJ taking a lot of damage. Faker could be in trouble though. The big one, just barely, is going to miss as Carrier. He'll have the door back and he'll be able to protect the go to the mid lane. In the meantime, Owner's looking to 1v1 Jan, who does have the cleanse available for the Glacial Prison. But the fact that Owner can kind of walk in front of 3 people and not care while an inhibitor is being taken on the bottom side of the map just shows how far T1 are in the lead.
Yeah, and we talk about Zeri's ability to kill turrets sometimes when you end up getting a kill in the mid lane and it's like, okay, AD carry is going to maybe get some extra plate gold if it's that early going mid, or okay, maybe going to grab an early turret because she can hurt turrets really well. And the side lane, as a top laner, can do a lot. Now, this is a Hail Mary call here. They have control vision on this Baron. They've swept it. I don't know damage though, and Keria spots this out. Faker nearby, they're in trouble.
Yeah, now CoreJJ actually going to get tagged by the Winters. By the Ignite comes in, and Faker, he does have the rocket jump. He kind of learned from what happened last time around, though. Doesn't want to dive in on top of 3 people. And T1, they do exactly what they want, right? They get them off the Baron, stop.
Vision clear, and start it up again.
Yep,
look at the Caitlyn traps now.
Yeah, all of the traps just going to be lining the choke, as teleport actually going to be invested here from Zeus. So T1, they want to lock down this Baron now. Looks like TL should be able to get themselves in here though, so at least it could be an opportunity. Flash available for Umpty to get into the pit. Let's see whether the General can be the hero. He flashes through, but he's unable to lock it down, and now T1 are going to get their team fight. Already the brand is being taken out. CoreJJ so low, but there's the all-out from Impact, and Yon over to the side. Zeus, the last man standing really here as far as the damage is concerned. That was a flare. There's now Impact trying to be valuable, looking for these Qs as Keria standing stalwart in that front line. T1 just going to get these waves in order though. The one last Baron circling around Zeus here will be able to conga line all of these minions with full power towards the inhibitor in the mid lane.
Just going to run circles around TL here, not take the straight up 5v5 fight. They don't want to deal with Impact as a frontliner.
This is somewhat dangerous, though. You can see Impact is rotating over, and there is a Zenith plate to connect this one. Pillar of Flame not really landing, and that is a True Shot Barrage straight into a door. And Faker wanting to take down this inhibitor. Oh my goodness, okay, Zeus, I'm not sure about that one, but he takes down the brand, and there goes another one as well. They get the shutdown, but is it going to be worth it as Impact is a brick wall, and he's going to be able to take another one. Yon chasing after Faker. He is rocket jumping and blast coning, and will be able to get himself out, but again, it's TL winning the fight.
Yeah, let's see if Yun can catch Faker here. It looks like he's not going to take the chance. Doesn't have flash.
Stand their ground for the moment. Zeus pokes his head out as now Faker thinks he's found Yun, but he does have the Arcane Shift to get himself out of the way. And now Zeus, we're going to chase after Impact. Umpty going to be the one corner though, and Zeus takes him out. Oh, the brand is a big part of the damage profile here for TL. And now CoreJJ, the next one that's going to be taken out. They're falling like dominoes, just one after the other. And right as I was talking about it, the window's back in here for TL. T1 are going to kind of slam the door shut on their fingers as this inhibitor turret is going to fall down. The second inhibitor going to go as well. And T1, they might have been thinking about it as well. They're like, well, let's just not let them build those cool armor items. Let's just end the game.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to end here unless they get another pick. Umpty coming up in 12 seconds, CoreJJ up in 10. They should be able to grab that final inhibitor, so that in itself is practically as good as the final nail in the coffin here for TL, but they still have one
time as the Baron getting taken down so incredibly quickly. There's a lot of AD carries in this game, and they do a lot of DPS. There's Umpty looking to move in once again. He does have flash one more time as well. And T1, yeah, they know that this is not the fight they really want to take, and they don't have to, because there are super minions that will win the game.
The minions are doing their job, and this is putting TL between, as we like to say in the LCK, between a rock and a hard place. You're going to either have to defend your base, but you got to stop this Baron. You can't do both.
Yep. And it's a very precious rock and a purple place in this game, Wolf. That's where they find themselves. And T1, they kind of want to win a fight. Is Keria going to go down first? There is the passive being procced, but look at this. I mean, Zeus is just in there. Impact goes all out, but he will be dead. Or out of there. Yeah, there he goes. Explodes in a fiery explosion of cinders. That is going to be the second Nexus of the series going down, but it's one apiece after game number 2. And for a very long time, it was a little bit sad that it was Beryl that got the Ashe skin in the end. But you can't have everything. I mean, still, this is absolutely...
A little bit, okay, we're going to maybe have something occur here. Impact is very good at wave clear. That's one of the good reasons to pick Udyr in this situation, because his wave clear in a lane swap is pretty fantastic. As meanwhile up here, Zeus in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, Umpty's already rotated up. There's the Bramble Smash as he flashes away, and that is first blood. Clean dive from TL.
Huge win for them. They should be able to grab some plate gold here as Zeus is going to teleport back to the lane, but not in time. And they may just go for it again.
Yeah, round 2. That's going to be CoreJJ taking out the turret this time. And Zeus straight out of the death chamber and straight back in. And the juggle is beautiful.
Thanks for plus 300. And I'm almost ready to certify this one as well. Plate going to go down here a little bit awkwardly timed, unfortunately, for those recalls.
The double 80 carry that we know provides so much pressure, especially piloted by these players. As CoreJJ, unfortunately, going to find out that there's a whole bunch of bad guys there. Yon having to dash without being able to go through a wall, and there is a cleanse, but it doesn't quite work out. Phenomenal spell shield here from Gumayusi as they're looking for even more as T1 answer back on the bottom side. And Yon gonna miss out on this full wave.
Yeah, I was going to mention right before this that, Yun was significantly...
It's not even relevant yet. As the grubs go down, that is going to be Umpty securing all 3 of them as APA dives in on top of Faker. Seismic shove going to remove him, but still the trade is going to be okay for the Tristana. But with that big rock landing, never mind. It's actually just colossally not great. Still, only going to be able to secure the first dragon of the game. That's going to go over to T1. And TL still retaining a slight advantage as far as gold is concerned. And I think they're going to be pretty happy with how this one's brush reward that T1 does have. The control that they can pick up there as Umpty sees that ward going over. We'll be able to get it down there as okay. There's a grand entrance. Only going to be the target as cease and desist comes in, but I don't think they're listening to him. Yon's going to take him out. The grub's getting involved as Gumayusi. He does have on the hunt running, but APA's diving in. He finds the buster shot, sends the Sivir packing, and that's a double kill for the Zeri. TL back on top.
TL back on top. Great ultimate there from Umpty, and also the setup from CoreJJ forces the flash out of Carrier, and T1 are not first on the play. I think this looks very...
Doing this, TL kind of getting the better of every situation right now. As Extendo Beam comes in, Gumayusi not getting a lot of value out of the spell shield, and CoreJJ lying in wait.
T1 just got to give this up.
Yeah, Ona moving up now, but it's going to be a little bit too late. I guess Faker can skate on over, and there is a dragony arrow flying past. Shoutouts to Beryl there, whose skin is going to be employed for this one. Faker wants to try and protect this, but the minion wave has made it to the turret. Seismic shove is decent, as APA is going to get pushed away. And now Ona, he's going to move on up. So he gets into the brush. Let's see what APA can actually get done here. As there's the buster shot. Cease and desist comes down. Faker still going to throw out some rocks here, and APA just being a bit frustrating, buying some time. Once the minion wave is getting very much at the top of the table when it comes to that. So in a straight up 5v5, these 80 carries feeling pretty happy, sitting on their core items for the moment. And this turret, maybe not long for the world, as APA, he's just going to teleport in to try and help take down Zeus. He was tanking up the turret, but Zeus is very, very dead, guys. That is a 0-3 Cassante, and the turret falls as well. And this is another way to create a lot of control of the bottom side of the map prior to a dragon.
It's just so surgical, the macro from TL. They find a weak point, they abuse it.
The sidestep's good too as Ona moves on in. Impact going to almost avoids the seismic shove. Cease and desist with the help of the turret. He's going to come through, and he is not that tanky. Ona in the same position though as the explosive charge goes off. Another seismic shove from Faker, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end.
Trade 1-for-1, get Zeus, get a bottom outer, and now they're going to get the second dragon of the game. Cross map here, Impact, let's see if he can clear this wave.
Yeah, and he's very tanky. It's not going to be the Leandri's build, as the arrow is going to connect here onto the Udyr as well. With the turret to fend off at the same time, even though that stun from the arrow lasted about 400 years, Impact is still able to just soak it up, unless... Okay, Weaver's Wall comes through. Impact is very fast. Cease and desist comes in. There's the flick. And there goes the Udyr. They had to invest a fair bit.
They're losing a lot.
Yeah, in a turret in trade for an Udyr, I guess you'll take that. As Zeus is also going to go down. The Unstoppable does come in. Umpty, he's going to be CC'd up, but he's so tanky. It does not matter. And it was even APA tanking the turret. Are they going to take even more?
I think so.
Comes on over. He can't defend it.
This blue side first pick Tristana is getting mad value in this game, Atlas. Mid turret's down as well.
Towards his top side, Ona on a decent flank angle. APA might get caught out. Let's see. Oh, actually still in that fog of war. It's Umpty that's going to go for the face check. And he can. because he is a big tanky tree. He's flashing. There are 4 members of T1 up here, Umpty. I don't know whether this is really what you wanted. He'll be taken down. Gumayusi grabs that kill. And now the teleport's in from Zeus at the same time. They want even more off the back end of this one. Still, APA does massive amounts of damage. The all-out comes in, and the ulti's there from Yun as well. Let's see whether they can actually answer as the extendo beam splits up the fight. Great flash from APA as Ona tries to get that Vault Breaker through. He doesn't have cease and desist, but here's the Weaver's Wall. It's split off the fight completely, and APA, he'd have to invest the rocket jump if he wants to get on over. Both of the tanky members from TL were eviscerated, and now T1 have so much momentum.
Oh man, you could take Umpty out of Bro, but you can't take the Bro out of Umpty. T1's ultimate as well. They don't have a lot of vision though. Faker's gonna TP in.
Yeah, they do get the teleport, so TL already a bit up in this particular situation. Are they going to flip it though is the question. A cease and desist, and he manages to take the Baron and flashes out and says thanks for the leash.
Yeah, this was a really rough call here for TL with no real vision. Nearing death cap as well. He's about to be huge in this game, damage-wise. Has otherwise been pretty quiet this game. Has made some big plays when we go to the team fights, but hasn't actually been able to do all too much. Might make a play now.
Impact almost able to get to the other side of the wall, and then realizes that there are a whole lot of bad guys moving down towards the bottom lane.
But top side.
Yeah, it is going to be an inner turret in trade, and I don't think APA is going to waste very much time taking this one down. Zeus also maybe caught out of position, but no. Very hard to chain CC a Cassante.
This feels time to get over to this one that's full health, so there's just not going to be a turret in exchange here for T1, so once again, that weak side Udyr.
Now we're going to have very even team fights moving further forward.
Baker does have his Weaver's Wall here, so TL need to be super respectful. This is still a Vi composition.
Yeah, Umpty could once again be in trouble. Seismic Shove almost pushes him back over the wall, and there's no response because the wall cuts off the rest of TL. Umpty, we've seen this before, but and the Zeri is so much DPS in these fights. They need to get themselves together as the Weaver's Wall comes on down. There's a huge pushback from Zeus, who's in amongst 4 people right now. Gumayusi, the only one there to back him up, and they want to take him down, but they're not going to be able to do so. Cease and desist comes in on top of Core JJ, and then it's Ona that's out once again. APA torn apart at T1. That was absolutely gorgeous. The flash forward from Faker to finish the job, and it's just Impact that's left alive. I think T1 are kind of done with this game.
I think they're done with it. They want to push down this inhibitor and end the game. So close to escaping was APA there, almost over the wall. Owner with a heroic plays there in those final moments. Impact, last man standing, picks up a Zonia's here. Let's see what he can do.
Well, he does go golden, but that's not going to apply to his turrets, unfortunately, so they will be taken down. Core JJ is going to respawn. It's not going to be his day, though. T1 will move to the finals here at EWC, and they will keep their key alive. Unfortunately for TL, they're going to have to watch theirs bend.
Becomes such a challenge.
Yeah, I feel like we saw Carrier kind of have a masterclass on the Bard when he had to be the one leading the engages, but then it was with Guma on the Jhin, and that sort of pieced together where...
So far, it is control here for Top Esports, as now Faker is looking for a solo kill. He flashes over the damage of the rocket jump, and now the minions are doing so much work. Blood picked up with the help of his friends, and Cream on the board so early. We had a... Trying to get back some control, but you can see the gold lead starting to stack up as the magical journey is very short. Cosmic Binding's going to come through still. The flash forward, and Tien is going to help Mako try and lock down this kill onto the Bard. There's the last auto, and there's the second kill for Top Esports.
So much value coming out, and now Guma is in so much trouble. He has sums, but no one there to help him. This is a really easy dive.
Well, let's see what they can actually do here, how clean it's going to be as he dashes through the turret. Mako tanks it up, and it is absolutely free here for Top Esports, picking up the...
Already puts Tristana in a great spot, and this puts a lot more pressure on T1 for the second one. Owner coming over here now, Faker rushing over as fast as he can, potentially to help contest this, but with the Renekton so close by, it's going to be tough. Looking for a smite.
Yep, Tian moving in. There is the smite, so Owner is going to pick up one of them. 369 getting in here. There's the grasping roots as Daisy pops up. And she is going to help out taking this final grub. That is going to be that, 2-1. So T1 at least managed to get that boost of experience there by taking one of the grubs.
They can move towards that dragon. They obviously lost out when it came to the grubs overall. And with this pressure, you can see bot and mid. Gonna try and make a gank happen, though.
Yeah, Carrier comes on over with the Magical Journey, flashes through the Winter's Bite as now Jackie Love's in so much trouble. Gumayushi's gonna pick up the first one for T1, and that's exactly who you want the money going to. As now Tien looking to try and answer as Faker under his inner turret. That's a very optimistic gank, but they're still going to get so much free time with this outer.
They want to get something out of it. Unfortunately, Daisy not going to have the same explosive impact as the ult coming out from Owner. That's how you want to use that. Meanwhile, Faker.
Yeah, Arrow comes in. Owner is going to turn up, though. They do manage to get the plants out as Cream. He's slowed down, but he's out of turret range, and that is going to be the successful kill under Faker.
With just the cost of maybe a plate and some minions, but going down eventually there. And yes, it's a massive farm lead for Owner, but we saw this against Genji when Tian was playing this Ivern. It doesn't matter how far behind you fall.
Game goes on. T1's going to have to find some explosions here in the mid-game. This is not necessarily looking like it's going their way, though, as Zeus fighting with 369. Daisy gets amongst it. She should be able to get a knock-up here as the flash comes in. The all-out is down as well, but I think Zeus is going to struggle to get himself out of this. Does get the shield back, but still, he's going to be taken out. Teleport a little bit late here, but it's still coming through as Faker wanting to clean this one up. The big one comes down. Flash comes out from 369. There's another rocket does come on through, but Daisy is just being so frustrating here for the Yordle. Does get the 50 gold, but Tien is still chasing after him. A few more autos. There's the flash. Phosphorus bomb, and it doesn't matter. Tien just gets it.
Man, the power of Daisy in that skirmish, and it's just so frustrating to deal with. The constant damage, blocking, managed to survive and get away.
And this turret mid?
With the red just orders down, and yeah, red is, mid lane is doomed as well.
2 turrets, 2 teleports, a kill in the top lane, and with the all out, but just ends up getting chunked down. 369, so much damage output, and then Faker coming in with a late teleport here. It's so late that 369 can then flash this and look.
Could be an avenue in some of these fights if the Tempered Fates are good, because they can really disrupt, allow that Zeri to start to get going, and maybe that's the opportunity. The thing is, I don't know whether they're ever going to get to team fights. You're exactly right, Wolf. Like,
he's
just destroying all these turrets.
It's a second turret. He picked up so many plates. He just cashed out a Cole. He's got unlimited money at 14 minutes into the game as the plates fall. He doesn't care.
100 gold.
Yeah. And now Zeus isolated here. Faker has to come over.
Yeah, meanwhile, under the bottom side, it is going to be 369. Oh, he catches the arrow, and Jackie Love is able to take down Owner from downtown. Oh, that's just unfair. They're still able to keep pushing forward, but that is damage done. And T1 are going to still try and trade, right? Because they lost an inner turret on the top side. They are priced into this, but they're going to run out of minions. And now 369's going for it.
Oh, no!
Lens comes in. He gets cut up. It is going to be the turret falling, but was it worth it? I don't think so. Faking out desperately, trying to defend this inner, but that one's going to fall at the same time. And boys, I think we can call this one.
I think this one's donezo.
It's such a rough trade for T1. It looked like.
And his opponent, his lane opposition, is on 2.5, looking to get a third very soon here. Tristana is so much more relevant, can take these turrets out so quickly, give further map control. And it's a product of the draft, but it's a product of top esports just getting these early leads, being so proactive with it. I mean, this was a great draft, we all agreed, but we didn't think it was going to be this one-sided with it. Nearly 6,000 gold the advantage here at 16 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, loaded it. And the fact that the Tristana is so strong and the Ivan has a lot of gold. Now, they are looking for 369 on the top side, but the wave's gone.
Yep, it's a lot of people up here. And the Crocodile, like you say, doesn't have a lot of minions to contend with, but there is Shelly that's going to pop her way in. And Arrow is going to sail by as the Magical Journey is going to be there. Carrier gets his way out with the Magical Journey, but meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Zeus is getting the same treatment. He does have access to his all-out as Tien looks to try and get him. There's the kill in the 1v3. The man still got it as he dashes over the wall. Still, Cream's got a rocket jump. He'll be able to follow it up. Bottom lane, and a 1-0 in top.
Yeah, and it's going a lot better for T1 now. On the back of that, they should be able to get this tier 2 in the top lane. They got the tier 1. They answered back with a kill on the bot lane, so it's something at least, but still at a huge deficit.
Less and less relevant with luxury items like that being built up. Still, T1 looking for a team fight. Mako throws down the door. And the arrow is going to connect once again. It's on to Owner as he's taken down to half health. The redemption comes in and he has nowhere to go. Knocked into the sky and taken down. There's a fight on the bottom side of the map as well, as Gumayusi has to ult just to try and defend this inhibitor turret pre-20 minutes. Faker now fighting against 369, keeps himself alive as Zeus is there, as is defender. 369 almost getting there. We pop back and Faker is able to end it in the end. Still, that was real dicey, and they had to invest as
well in this game as a Corki into a Braum, into an Ivan. So much of your damage can be blocked.
Oh, there's a Tempered Fate, though. They're going to look to see whether they can grab themselves a pick. The Extended Beam comes in, but JackieLove just flashes away. The arrow comes through, and Zeus is the one taking all of the fire. Generally, that's an okay thing for the tank, but they have so much damage that he just melts. And now Top Esports freely move over towards a 30-second-old Baron.
We've seen what Carrier can do to turn these games around, but unfortunately this time on the bar, they catch JackieLove, but the follow-up damage isn't there. All he has to do is flash away. Top Esports complete control here.
Yeah, Baron is going to be secured. They might be able to get themselves a little bit of a kill off the back end, but it's not even going to happen. T1 needing everyone alive so that...
Real chance there to finish him off, and now Top Esports, Baron in hand, getting their third dragon, one away from Soul. Everything's going in their favor.
Yep, I think we knew that T1 weren't going to be able to contest for this dragon. Baron then going to be utilized.
Defend.
Yeah, and look at these explosive charges. So much damage onto this turret. It is just gone. Nothing that T1 can do. They have to completely pull the trigger and fully commit to a fight if they want to try and stop this, as the arrow is going to be carried alongside the Valkyrie, and that will allow Faker to keep himself alive there. But I don't think they're going to stop. This siege is going to continue forward, and they can do so comfortably with the fact that Cream is so huge, and Tien can give him those little pockets of safety with these brushes. And oh my goodness, the explosive damage is absurd. JackieLove is going to tank the Tempered Fate and isn't too worried about it. Now Nexus turrets are just falling left, right, and center. Only one remaining here as Top Esports, an absolute statement here in game number one. Here's that last-ditch effort for T1, but it is too little, and it is going to be too late as Top Esports, they should make quick work of this last remaining turret and then get to work on the Nexus. Absolute domination from the undefeated team here at EWC. And is that going to continue?
Layered CC. It's the simplicity we've been asking for T1. They finally get it, and they get comfort. Faker on his year, Owner on Vi, Zeus' Rumble, and Guma Carrier and a Callista lane. Last take of these plates, and then you can see Owner heading over and taking away some of T1's jungle in return. Meanwhile, in mid, Faker having a pretty large lead there as well, has the level advantage, has the buffed Electrocute on this patch to continue putting the harass on. Here comes that TP. This has been a disaster a few times.
And he thought that they'd backed as well as, oh dear. Okay, that is first blood going over to JackieLove as Mako tanks up the turret happily. And look, we've seen that one before, guys.
Yeah.
Third time.
On this showing, but part of the power of this pick is just you go Doran Shields, you go Fleet Footwork, you go second wind, you gotta just shake it up. And now Zeus does have flash here, but might be in trouble.
Yeah, the teleport didn't work out. Let's see whether the flash does as he gets Bramble smashed back. Faker is here, though. The teleport very early on, and now it's 369 that might be overextended. The charm doesn't land, though. Orb of Deception, fair bit of damage onto Tien, and if anything, Faker has just saved his top laner, but can they actually find something more? As the Foxfires come on in, 369 going to be the first target. He gets onto the turret, but the charm will find him, and now Tien's moved the wrong way. He wants to take a ward for his trouble, but he will burn down instead.
The second charm hits, and Faker's teleport a bit of farm here, but he was already up on farm, already had mid controlled. Zeus?
Yeah, Zeus just comes back. Faker completes his back as the scrap shield will come on in. But 369 will pick up the return.
I would go for a reset, but yeah, Zeus really fumbling on the back of what was a great play, and now we're getting some contest over these grubs, but Zeus isn't here to back up.
That is going to be one of them taken by Tien as Cream moving on in. He will have to go back to his soul, which could mean a 3 versus 1. Make it a 4 versus 1. So Tien is sort of left in the lurch. He kind of knew it was going to happen. Still has his flash and is going to be taken down. Did get one of the grubs, though.
You can feel how much these two teams want. It feels like we're playing a little bit of catch here.
Top Esports have some more to show us as Carrier moving towards that top side. Gumayusi has to cleanse and does move out of the way of the True Shot Barrage. Owner in the area. And Fate's Call actually employed very early on. JackieLove looking for those Mystic shots. Doesn't connect. It is now Faker trying to avoid Cream, who does do a fair bit of work. Still has to take And that is a lot of power. This Jackie Love Mako bottom lane is formidable, but they are playing so well here in this game. As Ona moves on forward, Cream, of course, can just snap back to that unbound soul. As flash forward, okay, T1 going to be the target, and he's going to return the favor. They find Faker just by himself after the buy overextends, and T1 on about 50 health just walks away. Still, Ona is able to do some battle, but he will...
Dan the Cassante as Ona's calling for another pass.
Yep, Faker looking for Cream here as the unbound soul does come in. The charm's going to connect, but Cream playing this one out pretty well for now. True Shot Barrage just picks the gap between the two T1 players, but Cream's just fine.
Cream's been playing
That charm, and now Top Esports pivoting to Dragon here. T1 not in position to contest. We'll see what soul comes of this as we're 1-1 apiece. This is not going to be the same type of game with Grubs where there's a Tristana in a side that can add that charm. And now Top Esports pivoting to Dragon here. T1 not in position to contest. We'll see what soul comes of this as we're 1-1 apiece. This is not going to be the same type of game with Grubs where there's a Tristana in a side that can absolutely run away with the game. And at least T1 pick up the consolation prize.
Yeah, they're going to be able to head on over there. Oh, now might be Mako getting caught out. As Zeus is moving on in here, does have the equalizer up and available, and Mako, he is not going to get them to use it. Never mind! There goes the equalizer, and they had to invest a couple.
thought maybe just to be able to survive, but it's kind of showing the power of this T1 composition with his pick potential, and this is a pretty long fight.
Yeah, the Rend has to be used. There's a flash forward from Jackie Love. He lines up the Mystic shot. Oh! Manages to tank the turret with the bending towards the mid lane. Gumayushi, though, will get some free time with this bottom outer, thanks to the extra grubs.
Well, even with no objective online.
And the fact that they're just going to get this tier 2 bot, it's such a huge influx of gold. Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous as Mako throws out the ulti, looks to interrupt Owner as he walks his way in, but the teleport from Zeus should mean this bottom laner going down as Mako able to walk his way out. The Foxfire is enough to do it, though, as Faker picks up another one. The Rift Herald is taken there in the meantime, so Top Esports
going to easily allow them to snowball a fight. I think Top Esports should really be cautious and ask themselves, do we even need to contest this dragon?
Faker's TP almost back up as well. 369 just used his, so if this goes on for much longer, he will be able to join in as this Rift Herald will crash through. They're going to try to take out this turret. Big win here for Top Esports. Great neutral contest into turret take.
Yeah, going to be the dragon fully taken down. They did manage to deal with the minion wave, but you can't kill Shelly that quickly. And so she will be helping out. T1 taking a fair bit of damage, though, as Ona gets back over the wall. Equalizer! They're all lined up on top! And now the barbecue begins! The ultimate out there from Cream is decent. Still hit by the hostile takeover, though, as he flashes away. There's the cease and desist as Jackie Love looks to try and get himself out of it. But once again, it's his flame spitter that's doing all the work.
The wall, nowhere to escape, and they decimate Top Esports. The cleanup is decisive. The tower take is there, the dragon as well. And T1 making it clear there's a lot of fight left in this series.
Yeah, you get a turret, but it's going to be at a heavy price because it means you're so far up there. When the turn comes through from T1, you've got to play respectfully around all the ults, all the engages, the CC, the layering that can come
from Cream, but there's the follow-up from Gumayushi. He gets slowed down, though. And that is very important for keeping these Top Esports members alive. But this time, it's T1 that control.
Should be Dragon out of this guaranteed, but they want even more. They're going to grab this inner here in mid. Good true shot here for Jackie Love to kind of chip away at this minion wave, but it won't save the turret. It won't. Vision control over the Baron. There's no way they can rush over for a trade. T1 kind of have this one locked up in terms of both objectives. It's essentially checkmate. Top Esports could try to flip the Baron, could take a crazy risk.
Suffocation here and not wanting to make any risks on this map as Mako possibly caught out. There's a handshake. He puts up the door. He's soaking a lot of damage, but Faker dives in. He picks up T1, who does have the twisted advance to try and get forward, but Zeus, it's once again the barbecue, and Faker is taken down. Trees on top of it. Jackie Love dies off the back end. Faker, he even had the bailout available. He was never going to die, and that is a clean ace for T1.
Such a decisive victory from T1 to bounce back on this one. Age comes through. They connect on every single target. 5-0 ace. Looking to end the game here.
Mako has to check. They have no vision. Somebody has to go in. If they don't, the Baron is lost. They walk right in to this chain CC composition. The snipe from Zeus with the equalizer, and T1 are going to equalize this series.
Yeah, and that is stomp after stomp, but on other sides of the rift, ladies and gentlemen. That's the next Nexus goes down. We have an even series.
My biggest concern here for Top Esports is that we're moving into a world where Faker has agency. You know, he had agency on the Ari last game. We saw his Talia target ban. Azir, another pick where you actually, it's an unfair fight in the bottom lane. Mako here can deter a lot of dives because he is Nautilus, but, I mean, Bailout's pretty strong.
There are 3 towards this bottom side, but Mako is gonna catch the wall. Gumayusi still has to flash to get himself out of the way, and Mako will survive for the moment. Ona slinking away, and T1 once again thwarted in this aggression. Can guarantee Bailouts a little bit easier, but Gumayusi, he does have the battle summoner advantage. The barrier gets to be taken, cleanse into Ashe is almost a necessity. And so T1 should be able to get these winning trades towards that bottom side. They're also going to be able to trade the Dragon for some grubs. 3 grubs going over to Top Esports is certainly a good thing, though, especially with this Renekton winning side lanes, and he might be winning even more.
She's going to come from it.
That's what we've been seeing with this Azir Corki matchup these days. There's the Flash Emperor's Divide, though. The Spear's going to connect, and first blood goes to Owner in a blink of an eye.
Not necessarily.
And reset the stack, so suddenly you get a team fight, and his ult might just one-shot someone.
Oh, Gumayusi, he's going to go for the arrow here. Connects it onto Cream as Faker. Not actually going to go for any follow-up because there was kind of no one in the area. It was a cute-looking arrow, though.
It was a flex. It's to show he can do what Jackie Love does.
You've been talking about Wolf as well as another one, but Top Esports are looking at a full turret, and that should be taken here.
Full turret is going to be first brick here to go over to Top Esports to this Renekton that's already so massively ahead in farm. You can see this is going to push him over 1,000 gold, the advantage, but bottom side, the Dragon going over may be more valuable here with those plates. We'll see what that soul is going to be as soon as that smite goes down. It's Chemtech. Ox on the fly.
And start it up, and maybe T1 see this as their chance to start a fight.
Faker has TP as he pushes this side lane too, so you can get the turret and still join the fight. It's the timing window.
Zeus moving on in here. You can see arrow at the ready for Gumayusi if they do want to start a fight, but they want to land one of these spears first. Start to connect some of the poke. As 369 moving on in. Cream's there towards the bottom side of the map as well. And he can stop Faker from teleporting over. There is the Rift Tail being picked up by T1 as the arrow is going to barely miss onto Top Esports. And they'll make it out just fine. Emperor's Divide was used here on this bottom side as Faker is going to use the buffed up Honey Fruit to speed his way out. Oh, the Whirling Death comes in as 369 still chasing. Jackie Love is punished though. He's just going to execute him. I was watching the picture-in-picture and he just pops.
Oh, it's such bad news for Top Esports, and now they're going to get punished again. 2 members underneath this tower. Remember T1 has no flash.
Oh, hostile takeover comes on through, and that's going to be an easy pick-up. T1, the one in trouble, and Zeus able to tank up that turret so comfortably. They can reset as Cream. He comes in. That's going to mean that Mako at least survives as 369 still trying to find some value here. There's the flash from Gumayusi, and he gets himself out, but that flash, a big cooldown next time. They want to collect their soul point. Big one gonna fly by here. As 369 wanting to find that flank angle. T1's vision is decent, but the Dragon has been started here by Top Esports. Ona off to the side, wanting to stay hidden as he throws out these spears. Jackie Love moving back. See where Gumayusi is going to fire that arrow as Carrier with the information. Handshake now on cooldown.
Fantastic
and the
angle
Dragon
for his
going
ult,
down lower and lower.
Just fighting it out slowly.
Yeah, there's the hook finally going to connect there as now Zeus dives in. He finds the Q, and there's the all-out special delivery from the T1 top laner, but T1, he's going to survive. Jackie Love gets one back, but now Gumayusi is free hitting in the back line, and it's a double kill for Ona. It almost looked okay until it was domination for T1.
Stack's going to get reset again.
Falling down, but thankfully the GOAT's going to be there to help him out.
Yeah, not able to take him down. I mean, the Stack's
taken here by Ona. That's going to augment that vision even further. Faker able to walk past this turret as this minion wave is getting eaten. And that is going to be another turret to be secured here by T1. Get himself out of there. And as soon as the handshake missed, Cream saw his window and pounced. I really like the aggressive play as he may have put himself out of position. Faker moves in. The Flash Emperor's Divide is going to get the flash out of Cream. That'll be the trade. Top Esports now looking for their second Chemtech Drake. They were able to take the last one. And now a teleport is coming in. T1, they want to get themselves towards Soul Point as the spear almost does it, but it's going to be the secure hook. He's going to connect onto Carrier, but the hostile takeover comes in. The flash gets him out of there, and now it's T1 able to turn it. The flash from Ona almost gets on top of Jackie Love, and it's Faker that finishes the job. Double knockup, but it doesn't matter. T1 crush another team fight.
And the absolute greedy fight. chance they've got, and this Renata, they should be able to win the fight if they play it just right. Faker sitting on 2.5 items, so much damage, and this is post-Baron, so they're able to win the fight on Dragon, albeit they lose it, and then go straight to the Purple Worm. T1, that was extremely risky.
Yash, the Azir, and the Nidalee have so much chase potential as well with their mobility. Once top esports start losing the fight, it just goes south very quickly.
And JackeyLove, if he was big, if he was fed, if he had a cash in, maybe he could go toe-to-toe with the front line, but you could see his damage numbers are so incredibly low. He's just so low range, and there's so much engage, there's so much poke as well. And even without Emperor's Divide, you just can't get close enough. It's really...
Both mid and bottom lane. It might be just this turret falling down as Hex Flash there from Mako just to try and put some fear into T1, but I don't think it's going to stop this tower from being removed. There it goes. Arrow is going to sail by, though, as the Grasping Roots also not finding the mark. Top Esports just losing ground because you can see Zeus, he's able to get some personal time with this inhibitor turret. And that's going to go down exceptionally low. Look at this poke damage as well. As these spears land, like Tien just has to go back to base.
Yeah, the poke's brutal. They try and get a play on a Faker, and he just dashes away, makes sure not to knock anyone else up with the ult from Mako.
Away, and even holds onto the flash.
And I think the only thing that could really come close to costing T1 this game is if they overcommit into like a big Stranglethorns.
Oh, he's going to come through there as it's Carrier that's possibly caught out, but he just kills Mako. He's going to be going down. Yep. And that's JackeyLove getting a cash in.
Like the closest to maybe backline access that he was gonna get. Zeus picks up his third item here as well. He's at the Jack shows for a while now, has Randuin's, so difficult to break through that health bar now. And the Renekton that was massively ahead, a lane bully early on, just stands up to a tank Cassante now with no map control. Again, trying to clear some vision. T1 quick to punish.
Yep, there's the flash as Faker does have his flash available. There was a dredge line there though, so not gonna invest the flash, but oh no, as soon as the volley lands, the handshake definitely lands, and he's not able to get himself out. Mako dead once again.
Yeah, I love how they, Zeus looking.
There's the all out as Owner is gonna dive on forward. 1 versus 3 theoretically here for Zeus as the arrow is gonna sail by. Looked fantastic, Emperor's Divide does nothing. Does it matter? I'm not entirely sure because Faker's still gonna be able to kill Tien off the back end of it. And now T1 with such gigantic wallets are looking to move towards Nexus turrets now and reach match point here at EWC. Oh man, even that hostile takeover, JackeyLove doing a lot of damage to 369 as Cream able to throw some rockets in, and T1 are looking a little worse for wear. So they'll take an inhibitor turret on their way out. And the game is not over just yet. Teleport coming in. Another possible chance for a flank here for 369. Does he manage to get on top of Gumayushi? That's the question. The flash has to come through. He still had the GA. The Sterix comes down. Zeus is dead. And there it is. He manages to get rid of him. And a quadra kill for 369. Finally, the Croc gets what he's looking for.
With the game state, it's going to feel nice to shore up some of that gold deficit. You might be able to get a Baron out of this one. It's going to be pretty easy with everyone dead on the side of T1. You've got enough damage here. There's no punish, but you still are 3 inhibitors down. The question becomes now, how much can you get done with this Baron? Bounties available here, but you have to push through double super minions in all these lanes. But if you can get and crack that gold out of these outers, there is so much standing money here on the map for top esports. If there was going to be 1 inhibitor now responds, so it's down to 1 super minion per wave instead of 2. But top esports still have to try to defend this as 369 look at the flank again.
Yep, this time Carrier is going to find him as the arrow is going to connect onto Mako. T1 looking to get rid of the support once again, but he's able to walk it off. The Aftershock doing a lot of work as they're not quite able to get this inhibitor. Cream immediately having to Valkyrie away, and there's the redemption. T1 going to be able to take down this inhib. Still, they want to be able to get the respawning ones, but they're not going to be up again for a little while.
6 minutes from now, when that does all break out, but there is a world where top esports could come back to win this. It is not by any means impossible. It's just the super minions, as you mentioned, the 6-man here for T1.
Moving on over. Can he find yet another angle? He's on vision. T1 going to be very happy about that as they look to execute these waves. Top esports not wanting to let these inhibitors fall down. And that is Chemtech Soul that they have. It's not the biggest, but it is going to offer them that little bit extra here in these.
You can't just give it over for free.
And Zyra is happy to just press the button.
369's caught!
369's gonna get caught out of position. He flashes towards Carrier, but he just keeps him at arm's length. And the Crocodile will be taken down to his GA. And now Top Esports desperate to find some sort of retaliation. But there's even an arrow there to be thrown towards him. He's dead too fast for it to actually land. And now Super Minions are in the base of Top Esports. And T1 should be able to at least collect a Baron and then wander down the top lane.
Finally, they catch the Croc. You know, the Croc got them last time, picks up a Quadra behind him, kill him twice, and that's the end of the game.
Handshake comes in here from Carrier as Cream not going to get hit by the hostile takeover. And so will keep himself alive. The Flash is now down. All the inhibitors going to be down. There is one Nexus turret left available. And T1 should be able to get rid of that one as well. There's the knockoff from Dracula, but he cleanses and flashes, gets himself out of the way. Still Zeus gets on top of the Draven, and the Nexus will just explode. T1, match point here at EWC.
Isn't as strong with the Tristana, but they have a great front line here. They have insane range, and you only get one Rumble ultimate. This setup here for T1's engages, yes, you've got the knockups.
I don't know whether he got full vision, but I think seeing the Gromp is has been taken down gives him enough of an idea as to what's going on here. As there goes the blue buff. Tien possibly out of position though, as Carrier is going to move on over first. Gumayushi and Jackulov are fighting. No more Blade Caller going to be available. The heal comes in to make sure Gumayushi is safe, and Tien is in so much trouble. Faker's going to come over. That's first blood for Gumayushi, and Arcane Shift gets Jackulov out of trouble. But T1 with first blood and a big early lead.
Ends up being so far. And I think a lot of this comes down to the fact that it felt forced. You know, you have this Ezreal prio, you want to use it, but you're still an Ivern, you know? Maybe with a different jungler, you could have gotten more out of that.
And Ona, full knowledge of what's going on here. Tien not going to be able to land anything, and Ona's going to grab the second kill onto this tree.
For T1, ending up pushing back the Leona. They have full prio in mid, and breaking through this choke point with Carrier having level 6 is just off the cards. 369, flashless topside. T1 winning everywhere again, and it's just going to be the Dragon going over uncontested. There's nothing this Ivern can do with level 6. It's not a spike he can use.
He's towards the top side, and T1 already on these grubs. Should be one of them out of this second 3 to go over to Owner at least. They might be able to stick around, and 6 grubs when they have so much power in side lanes with this Rumble Yasuo. It's going to mean that these turrets could be really in trouble. There's the 5th and the 6th, not looking like it's going to be contested anytime soon. And from an early game, there was just T1 finding, like, this was at what, 5-6 minutes? And it looks like T1, they were thinking that that might be happening, as the Rift Herald will be started by TES, with a lot of people moving up that river. Daisy getting aggressive. Teleport to come in though. As you can see, Faker wanting that flank angle. He's on this ward. They're wanting to find that opportunity. The Glacial Prison does go wide. There's the grand entrance, and there is the last breath to land on the Cream. The flash over the wall. The Corki going to be taken out of the fight, but can they win the rest of it is going to be the question. The Equalizer avoided relatively well. The slowdown on Mako, but the health bar on 369 is massive. He goes all out. He's dancing around the fight. His Faker against the shield, and the Steel Tempest will take down 369 in the end. The flash forward from Mako, the desperation, but the feathers are there, and so is Jackulov. He's dashing forward. He's trying to find these low health bars. There's Guma. He's flashing the triple kill for Jackie. Make that a quadra. And Top Esports are back in the game.
Huge team. Didn't have the resources for Jackulov, and he just thrives there. And now Triforce finish won't be far away from Manami, and those spikes we're talking about approaching. See though if they want to contest this Dragon that T1 have started up.
Yep, Hextech already getting taken down here by T1. And Tien showing that value like we were asking him for in that last fight.
T1 have 2 Dragons in the bag, but it would be... wait a second.
Yeah, Owner's not going to be able to find the knockup.
Yeah.
Able to get himself out of the way.
It would be huge if Top Esports get it, but also just the Cinders, the extra ability haste for Corki and Ezreal can be so massive.
Yeah, Solar Flare coming on through. That is going to be Cream teleporting on top of an Equalizer that was put down for the minion wave. All out comes in. Carrier just quickness to make sure that everyone's chopped, but the double Q will connect. 369 likely to go down, but they'll take a 2-for-1 any day of the week in this game state.
He also denies the kill there from Owner, meaning that Carrier is going to pick that one up, so walks out from the Sejuani. Faker will get a turret here in exchange, but it is going to be a turret for turret. First brick going, however, to T1.
Tien's dead. Sorry, that was a play. T1's dead.
Yeah, still a squishy Ivan. You know, nothing's changed there.
On a 9, but he always gets there in the end.
Yeah, you just don't know which part of the order you're up to, right? Speaking, going to get rid of this top outer turret, and they're not out of the woods just yet. As T1 going to utilize this Rift Herald, try and get some work done on this outer turret. Should be able to get a charge out of Shelly. And the turret ripe for the taking, but isn't going to be giving.
To continue to group like this and essentially 4-1 with Zeus, because without map control, this composition will fall apart very quickly as Keria is making a big risk here. Will get out with his life. Well, really,
it's a pretty fun way to get towards a Demolish proc as he sidesteps the True Shot Barrage. Gumayusi be very dangerous around that fight.
And now Jacula can play up aggressively in mid, start to harass with the poke, and T1 want to find an engage to stop it from happening.
Yep, Solar Flare is going to come on through here as Daisy's going to get knocked up. Faker goes in with the ulti on to Mako, who's taken out by the Sejuani of all people. Zeus off to the side with that equalizer. Doesn't do a massive amount. They've got the item spikes that did come in. Zeus on a flank angle. It's looking pretty scary as well. If they can get behind the tree line, so to speak, T1's going to put up. This could be big, and there it is! T1 already taking so much damage, the redemption comes down, but it doesn't let Jackie up! He dies in the blink of an eye! They traded for the Rumble, though. 369 still trying to get out of there, as Gumayusi trying to chase through, and Faker is able to clear up the rest of them. They didn't even need the Xayah in the fight, as it turns out, as Cream is going to die. Gumayusi comes in, some casual auto attacks, and who cares about Dragon when you can kill a purple worm?
And what we are there for the follow-up. The engage is flawless for T1.
When your Rumble is this far ahead, forget CC setup for the Ezreal. Just assassinate him. And that's exactly what they did. Drop the equalizer, press the flame spitter, down goes the Ezreal. You've got an AD carry, you don't. And the Yasuo is just so tanky with this.
B coming in here from Fit. He's just back again.
Better type vibes as the equalizer does go down, and Jackie Love, he wants Arcane Shift over. He needs to, but he's still dead. Faker is going to put his sword into him. And gold lead is going to be further pushed. It's only 1,600 on the Baron play so far. As okay, that's an aggressive move as Keria once again taking matters into his own hands. Doesn't even go down as they've taken one for now. This might be an opportunity though. They all out, but Ona, he is out. He's just going to walk away from it. The front line is just kind of limping after that, but that's all they need to do. As T1's push is at least going to be stopped. Featherstorm, and Gumayusi just throws the feathers at him and he dies.
And at this point, T1 are just outplaying top esports every time.
2 fights in a row have been extraordinarily good. Bit of a trading places there with Ona as Daisy's being very frustrating, but this turret is not long for the world. And T1, they have that sieging tactic of put down a whole bunch of fire on the floor, and you can see Top Esports respect it. You carry yourself out getting the information here, but Top Esports immediately remove those wards. All 5 members grouped up, they're looking for the GOAT. Faker not going to give his back to 369. There was a solar flare, lands on it too, and there is the Q, it's a follow-up. Gonna be enough, Keria says absolutely, and then gets himself out of there. Faker could be in trouble though, and Top Esports stand their ground, because Gumayusi, he just wasn't there for that one. It is only 1 kill though for now, and they do send Cream home. So a 4v4 here in this mid lane as the action ends.
They're looking for more though. They want to take out this turret. Bounty's up, only 2 minions here. Teleport to keep it alive as they really want this turret gold.
Yeah, they should be able to get it as well. Cream keeping those minions up, and with
this amount of pride, this amount of vision control, you got to leapfrog those brushes forward as Top Esports. Give Jackie Love a position to carry. Carry will be spotted on this flank, but it may be too late.
Yeah, Gumayusi out of vision. Keria is going to walk over that control as this Dragon is going down low. The ulti is going to go wide there from Ona though, as you can see 369 looking to keep Keria out. There's the Infernal Soul though, and the equalizer is phenomenal. The grand entrance from Keria once again as Faker is going to flash on top of T1. The all-out comes through from 369, but he's just dead because now there's a Xayah in the fight. It's a clean ace, and T1 are looking to take their last next nexus of EWC.
The team fighting is excellent, the target selection is supreme. T1 have ramped up over the tournament and are looking to end this game.
Such a great flamethrower carrier spotted, but this team is in position to follow up. No one can punish him, and the Rakan with a grin on his face is gonna get it done.
The nexus will fall, and T1 will be your first Esports World Cup presenting League of Legends.